All right, welcome to the program. My name is Dr. Man Kota, and you are watching the TPN network. All right, today we can discuss about another. Um, I don't know if I can call um unnecessary discussion or problems where they go on Sierra Leone, and this got to do with the GST tax, where they call goods and services tax, and if you they watch way and think say the discussion who they make you want for make a contribution. Don't forget once more, just put your comments now the comment section of your platform where you watch way from. Because the purpose of we broadcast every time now for make we interact with the people we now we viewers them. And we want let we viewers then be part of the conversation, because if that be the case, and we'll be able to get a very fruitful discussions. And so you can um, you can contribute through your platform, or let me just show you one another thing where you can do also. You can also call we if you want for make you you talk through we platform. The phone number now 480-409-4001. That's not the number that one the way you will call we. But what thing they can discuss today? Again for do with this GST, goods and services tax, where right now there are some problems within the context of this GST. Let me start from USA will get this GST. This GST was actually implemented by we own party, we are the APC party, where people the way they sell na salon, the traders them, then go able to pay tax, and then tax here na the NRA na in they collect them tax here. So this GST been on there for a very, very long time. But there is a problem. And this got to do with the NRM themselves. You know, a lot of us say the people that don't, the traders that don't want for pay tax, and they pay tax. But the problem is then tax here where the traders and they pay. Most of them they go na the oh okay. Most of them tax here where they pay, then they go na the private pocket of the NRA folks them. So you go find out say waiting the people then they pay and waiting then they present at the government are two different things, because there is no mechanism at all for make we able to track waiting the people then they pay. And that make most of the time when you see people the way they work now NRM, if they work there 6 months, if they go buy 15,000-16,000 dollar motoka, and sometimes almost they pay and 1.5 million a month, or 2 million, 2.5 million a month. Now most of them folks are then they pay them. Now that some not even rich. But what happen when then people that then they go work na NRM for collect them tax here, then they thief the money here. And because they thief the money, the government want forget a tracking mechanism where they were able to track how much money people then pay through this register machine where they bring come. And if the traders them, the Sierra Leonean people then use the machines here, they go able to help the government for track if NRM actually they thief the money here or not. You understand what I'm trying to talk about, right? So there's a problem, as we all know, a big problem where some of the traders say they know they use the machine here. When this issue come up about a couple of days ago, one of the things where I've been a monitor, the questions that we have been asked myself, or the people that we actually been discuss about this, who will know more about the entire stuff, was that when they bring the machines here, they can increase the tax rate. Then tell me, say no, that the same tax we the traders that they pay, and then tax then they continue for pay. Okay. The second question we ask, well, the machine here where they bring council, the traders then they pay for the machines here. Some people tell me, say no, the machines here then they give the traders them for free. I'm not able to confirm that idea at all. And so I don't know whether what you then tell me, say the machines then they give them for free for use them. I don't know how true it is, and that's probably that make I need people that we get more idea about this for make them be part of this conversation, because it's very, very important. Now, but for now, for the sake of this discussion, let me just take waiting and tell me, say no, especially the petty traders that they know they pay for this for their machines here. So the next question is, if the machines, the register, the cash registry machine where they bring, they add the tax rate on the traders them, and the traders that they know they pay for their machines here. Waiting at the problem. Waiting really at the problem. That one day we want for know. Okay. Well, when something happen these days na salon, everything would they politicize. Would they put them into politics and try for find an excuse for just do stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, let's face the fact. I'm a patriotic Sierra Leonean, and I live in America. Wherein America get the highest tax rates. A lot of taxes. In fact, not one. America don't get one tax. They get a lot of taxes where the people then they pay. And some of you now, where they argue, say let the people that not pay tax. When they pay tax now, the countries they wanna live. So I don't just understand why Sierra Leoneans for all we citizens then as alone for pay tax, but they outside and they know they argue for say I know they pay tax, so because they curse in America here, even the income tax, they pay tax. Yeah, the tax then pass 20. America taxes then pass 20. You get even the things and way the dirty where they put in the street, they pay tax for them. They pay for them. They pay for everything. They pay for and they deduct from your income tax. When they go buy something, where they say the GST, same thing like GST, yeah, then they take tax in most of the product where they pay. So why Sierra Leoneans are so much naive for believe say for tell we brothers and sisters the way they back home for say, oh, for pay tax. Why? Because that the government, SLPP government, so therefore, the SLPP government is corrupt, so therefore, the people that are for pay tax. Really? Really? So the SLPP government corrupt, which we all know for CS. Well, they may accuse the APCs for saying them corrupt, but people then they may still pay tax. You see, one of the problems that we did for understand as Sierra Leoneans, very, very important, is the fact that they pick and choose waiting we want for make the people then do vis-a-vis the government, or waiting we want the government for do vis-a-vis the people. And we choices always depend on the association where we get to a political party. But people like me, so where they take me country above me political party, sometimes I can find them very difficult for make I able for really understand how people then they think. Just before I come at the program, about 3 minutes ago, I go check now the TPN because that's now one of the places that when they argue about this GST cash registry machines. And there is some people that were very, very important. People that were, to me, and they take them as intelligence people them. And they read them people then they cite somebody, some people that way they not even know what they talk, they don't know what's not left and right because social media don't give them the opportunity for make them open their mouth. Then they talk all the time, and they just they talk no more. And intelligent people them, and they tell you for free, intelligent people than us alone or around the world, Sierra Leoneans them. Then they cite them people then and they say, oh, that person don't say we not for agree with their machines here, so therefore let the people then close the shops them. It's pathetic. It's really, really pathetic. And some people then say if the traders then close their businesses, pretty soon the government they broke. Really? So you want for make the government of Sierra Leone broke because the government where they support, they in power. This is what people are saying. Oh yeah, if the traders they lock their shop for a very long time, the government they broke. Yeah, the government they broke, but not only the government they broke. Now the people then they broke. Now the country they broke, because you know what? Besides the things the way the government they do for the people of Sierra Leone, we already don't accumulate a lot of debts where we get for pay them debts and they every single month. We they pay them debts then they. And imagine the government not get the power for pay them debts then they. You know what thing get for happen? Now a disaster for the country. And people they don't understand say the government officials the way then they think say and then they try for punish. What of them people then they will they punish? If we do them then they, what are they punish them people then they? No way. Because you know what? Most of them people then they don't see 40 then get for thief. For the past 4 years, they don't see 40 then get for thief. So even if things so they go well for the next 1 year, then will be okay. But what will happen with the ordinary Sierra Leoneans them? You understand what they try to talk about? What about the Sierra Leoneans the way they just want from go about their own business, for go buy some things, for make them eat with their family, for make them survive? And you don't care about them people, then you just care for destroy the government. That's all you care about. It doesn't matter whether the people then suffer or not. Let's destroy it. Let's destroy the government. Let the traders that they not open their shop because they say let them use cash register machines for making them able to track the taxes, the GST tax way and they pay. And you feel angry for that. You feel angry for that. But you didn't know America, you didn't know Europe, or you didn't know any other part of the world. You did gracefully and happily they pay tax. Now the government of the country where you live, they pay tax. You know they even ask question. You know they ask question. But they send messages na salon. When I not pay tax, when I lock on shops them until further notice. And you get well-educated Sierra Leoneans then, where you're supposed to know better. Then they follow this nonsense where some people then they go with. So I mean, this is nonsense. It doesn't matter whether na APC, SLPP. If the government broke, na salon broke. Not all the government broke. Because SLPP, they come on power. Pretty soon, one way or the other. Whether then they come on power next year, or then they come on power 5 years from now. Then they still come on power. But just imagine the implication. Even the government will get for can take over. Hopefully, the APC party. You think, say, if the government broke, the APC party can meet this broker, the APC party go able to do anything? They can't. Because by the time the APC come, the destruction was so big that when the APC come, then go there and try for resolve them problem, then time done. They're not going able to do anything without them get for suffer. Now we, the ordinary people there. Now your brother, now your mama, now your sister, now your daddy, now your auntie, now your uncle, now they get for suffer. Not to mother bill. Not to mother bill. Mother bill, every time they fly, you know how much they get from we money? They fly every time. You know how much they get from we money there? That money where mother bill don't get that just from the traveling trip where they go. Enough for them for make it sit up for the next 5-6 years without working. It is still survive. They eat. In beginning, then they eat. In family, then they eat very well. But you get your mama na village. Wait for buy paper self. No problem. Let alone rest. We don't expensive so. It's very difficult. Then you stick yourself na America, you stick yourself na Europe or any part of the world. You call the people and say, oh, when I close my shop. What about the people themselves? Then shop then they. Some of them are there through the shop then they survive. Then close the shop then they for 1 month. They are done. They are done. Let's look at the petty traders them. Where they get for go buy cassava leaf, the leaf itself, and the cassava leaf then they now only within 1 or 2 days now is good for it. If you see that time they don't pass, they don't done, you're not going able to eat it again. Then they stop for bring them in the. You know what thing ever happen? Everything they go up. Everything they go up, and without them get for suffer. Now your mama. Now your sister, now your brother, now your auntie, now your uncle, now your daddy, that them small, that them people then they wait don't get nothing what they depend on. And then get for suffer, not to mother you. So why you not go able to think as a Sierra Leonean, as a patriotic Sierra Leonean, for make you able for understand, try for separate politics from things the way they directly affect you people. You know, you think you just want no more because Mother Bio now in the power, and we hate Mother Bio. Let we destroy Mother Bio, even to the extent if we destroy the country, what they call collateral damage. You don't care. You don't care the implications. What in that get for happen? You they call on the people them for making them stop. They not tell you say that they can't raise taxes. They say we can't use the machines here for making them able to track. And this, in fact, is more beneficial for the country. Because most of the time, then taxes are away than the people then they pay. Now tickets, they go court. It give you. You pay the money, cash. That money, it na them pocket. They're not able to track how much money we then collect, because the ticket somebody can take an entire ticket where you don't sell. It's where the receipt. So that book did not ever exist, even though they don't use that for sale to people there. But with this GST machine, where when somebody punch that, what they call it calculates automatically the amount of money. That money they probably the person will get that money they go pay in a bank. Or if he pay self the people the way they go around and collect that money then they, but still there is a trace for say yes indeed you pay this money and therefore when time reach for making the able audit, but it's easy because you don't get paper for bond. You wanna remember, right? Now Salona they see most of the time offices the way then they keep the record them, especially record they work for do with finance. Now then offices need they bond no more. Then they bond the paper them. Then they bond the documents them. So if indeed the government they do this, why we not for applaud the government or say okay because una corrupt, una government corrupt, but if una bring this for make una can able reduce the corruption because now trace is there, that is fine. Now a very good thing. But we say no. We don't want for use cash registry. No, we don't want for use them because why? Oh, because now SLPP government na in the power that make will not be one for you. We don't want for every people then use them. Because SLPP na in the power. You know they think about your country. You know they think about your people. The suffering. Some of within the Western world will see how things and they work now. No country, and they tell you for free. No country, the way they develop, the way it's supposed to develop without depending on taxes. America now, if they enjoy what they enjoy today, so now because people then they pay them tax. America now they need to play with them tax. We get what you then call internal revenue services. Just like we get NRA na salon. We get an American now. We call an IRS. The IRS, they play with them. If you want for make you destroy your life, play with IRS. And then they actually get then they manage them money where people then they pay different taxes for the federal and then send them at the treasury. So they play with tax in America. You know that. They play with tax na Europe. You very well know that. But you say no, now your country, where you come out. You say let people that they not do them. Because we country, we officials they corrupt. I agree. The officials are then corrupt. Now the reason now the way some of we being volunteer, during the time of the APC party, I think I don't talk about this so many times. The only way we'll be able to reduce corruption a little bit when we try for digitize with management, with activities, with transactions and as well. Whether you talk about payment of staff, you talk about GST, collection of taxes, you talk about so many things we get for do with money. The only way we'll be able to reduce corruption when we digitize with system. And if people, the government, they try for going that route, then if we be happy, if we be angry. The only reason why we angry because the one way they try for implement this, not to we own party, not to we own, we call it not to we own government, now other person in government. That make no more. We angry. There's no other reason. Because when they tell me say because they're corrupt. Well, if they're corrupt now, then they try for bring some things that people then go able to trace. You say no, they don't implement that. So let we just continue for doing the same thing we cause corruption, and we expect we get a different result. Then call them craze, not insanity. So you tell me why the traders they're not for use the machines here. You tell me until you give me a very authentic reason why you think say the traders they're not for use the machines here, but everything we they try for doing are just based on politics, not based on the interests of the country. No, we are not doing that. Okay? So that's my own point where they try for talk about today. And I hope so, I believe so, a lot of Sierra Leoneans there, when I APC like me so, then they agree with me. For say, all this brouhaha where people then they talk about this particular stuff, it don't make sense at all. I just want to make some problems there. By the way, this registry, not to Mother be no more maker, to the parliament. Let them pass this law. Because corruption is too much now the NRA. Nobody no go able to hold accountable anybody. Because in order for you to hold somebody accountable, you have to get a proof. If you say somebody thief money, now you responsible for bringing the proof. If proof not there, how you go able convict that person there? So the cash registry go able to give we proof of some of the money then where the people then they pay, where then they send the NRA. You understand? So for you, because you hear other people then talk say, oh, na bad thing, the SLPP, this, that, or so therefore there is no need for use this. Hey, bro. But you know, Sierra Leonean, bro, who saw you sense of reasoning go? You tell me who saw you sense of reasoning they go. All right, somebody call with a 917 number. Now that is.
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, this is Musa.
Musa?
Yes.
Okay, how you do?
Good.
So what do you want to say about this topic?
Well, I also know much about the topic. The last time I saw a video, just people and they demonstrate. But my problem, no more, I don't know, because one thing we lack in that country, the sensitization, if I pronounce it right. We not sensitize the people them on time. Like say, we want to do this in 6 months time, when I begin to tell people that now make them prepare them for the purpose owner one bring. So that because if we not do that, we not go bring more awareness. In a sense, they all their own day so. People they will say we get for do something next year. Then tell we that then we get lecture with today.
True.
You know, so that way the thing come on now, we all don't abreast with what's in the happen. And it will be easily merge with everyday lifestyle. We don't change towards that. But the too much disregard of the people them to the can cause that, because I feel say any government get for think about the people them first. If you do anything with people, then not just because you say Namibia in power, so I can do anything I want at will, or I do this because I feel that way they because we just feel no I think a good thing. Of course the taxation thing through that registration na a very good thing, a marvelous thing. That's how they live na a correct world. But my thing is how much time they take for make the people that are aware about this issue here before they bring them, because that can create chaos. Because people then like can say where they understand you know because some of them because sometimes also illiteracy is a problem in our country. Now just the very illiterate people the way they claim now and the corrupt people and they confuse the entire people them. Because literacy is not just about reading. You know, but if you tell people them what them for no in Creole or in any language way common to we, people then go understand and then we able to follow suit. But if you just kind of more a month or two, it may be like where people right now business now place now and people when they certify for do business, you know, and you can't with that kind of thing. Even if not the still whatever they do, but with that kind scrutiny they now, then they get panic. But if I don't do this ahead of time, tell them say next year, if it's at least 1 year, then kind of program there where people they not ever abreast with, we get for give them a long notice and continue for prepare them for what they come. But no, they do that.
I totally agree with
Probably
you.
Probably that causes this confusion, yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Musa, and thank you very much for the call. And the reason what make I agree with you is we live now in a society where very, very low in terms of literacy. So the government can for do a better job, but that don't preclude the fact that then now find things for the government for the people themselves where they pay the tax, because the people there don't of say that they know they pay the tax and they pay the tax, but then tax here most of them then they siphon them to private pockets them. So this thing, I think what is the trade union and the government need for do? Not of tell people then say we not use this machine. We lock una shop, we go see them for now we broke the government. Now for come together and say, okay, we know that this is not a very good thing for we say they pay the tax and we say they collect the tax. But the people that most of them don't know how to use them here, how we go able for come together and do some sensitization, let's say for a month or 2 or 3 or 4, for tell people they have to use them here, that could have been a better way for doing than just say, we know they use them, we don't care about that. And thank you very much for that point. You make a very brilliant point. Now we go to Bashiru. Bashiru, Musa, if you want to stay, you get something, just hold on. I go wait Bashiru done, I will come back to you.
Yeah, Michael, so I get Musa's point, but I think it's not well informed. This thing not so new, it's not new. For the past almost 10 months, government done they roll this slowly. Okay, there is a resistance to it. Okay, this deadline, the deadline which I think is next month, is the deadline where everybody needs to be there on this particular thing. They've known close to a year some of these machines, other businesses don't use them for a while now. Okay? The problem is, Michael, yes, we'll talk about politics, but they're not to just the regular person. We'll get about businessmen or just thief man them. Not to the money. Our customer pay tax to them, and then you don't pay the tax money. Government your own money. When you go to McDonald's, you go buy your burger. You go buy a burger at McDonald's, they say $1, and they say 8 cents in a tax. That tax goes to McDonald's money. That's government money.
Yeah.
Okay? All that they do now for whole arm for government and pass that. The problem is, for years, they don't see that tax money, they add profit to them. Okay? Now that's the problem. They don't even differentiate between their own money, their own market price, and which are the actual government in tax. They go to them, they pay out. These are sales tax, and the customer they pay the tax. So maybe to the money, the tax they pay, or go buy something. Somebody sees on Panam, and it's at your own personal money, as it's your own business money. These are the problem. Then on purpose, for a lot of them, like I said, this is going to go on for a while now. Close to a year, when they start for road listing, right? They don't give, therefore apply for new SIM number, all these different things. People have not been participating. They should not wait for the deadline. Okay? Because if you start 6 months ago, then you don't get paid government through that way there. So they always do the way till last minute. Because again, there be no say that fees they see from government. So
yeah, but I understand that. I agree with you.
Actual implementer.
I agree with you, but what about the point where Musa and me discussed? Because some of them people I don't even know how to use them here. So there must be some way where them go.
Marcus, there's a difference though between if trade union then if there's a problem with education, the trade union should have come and make them do their education thing there, right? The trade union is not interested in education. They're interested in not going back to the home way and not pay tax. This is not an education problem. This is not people that say we're not enough to use the machine. This is them saying we don't want this form. Go back to the old way.
Yeah, that's actually a cake way of thinking.
The way they work the old way, Michael, if you collect tax, let's say collect 10 million tax per month for the government, right? Guess what? Then you go report to government. How many of them actually go report that 10 million? How many of them go report that 10 million tax that they collect to government?
No, none. Most of them, I had the time for talk. Most of them, then they put under their pocket.
At the pocket, like I said, they don't use them. They don't use to RAM as a profit for them. So because of that, my brother, I'm glad I make a call to you show because you're actually honest. If anybody politicizes it, it's stupid. Because APC can a government next year, I guess with it. Now a form to make you get more revenue. Okay? If you go block this or be politicized because now except their government now, it's because their government is dumb. With country, people have to start paying taxes in our country. You need, like you say, you need to develop without not paying tax.
Let me bring in Musa again. Musa, what about waiting Bashiru say so?
Oh, well, Bashiru most time is more informed in the country issue. But what I mean, your counter is that not to the people there where they eat the money more in this regard. You understand? Hello?
Yeah, we are.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Not to more the people, not to the people the way they run the tax business, where they eat and not the problem. I mean, not to then I'm concerned because then the government for able to do something about that. Not to then who they worry about. Now the people, the layman where they do the business, where they pay the tax, how long then get informed? Because for just say they can't do this, and for make I tell you how for do are two different things. Then go down they tell them say, oh, tax machine get for cam. No, wait now, ladon. Machine get for cam. We get for naso na get for do. Probably naso you go. Then the team machine just can't one that before you. You don't know how for operator because we really like how Mr. Dr. Mankota say people and they grumble say they don't know how for user. So if you say therefore don't get a face out how them for don't bring them in small, bring the machine them and teach them how for do them thing there, inform them well enough so that they will able understand. Because NASA alone, now the so-called illiterate them, now they all the country. Not to literate all the country, now the people that we not get. So now they're more for involved, now they're more for respect, now they're more for get closer with so that we go able move forward. Because if you not, they bring all this confusion here. We're all then at the same page for say, why made the country go before people then for pay their tax. Indeed. But everything we then for bring that country, they get for be mindful, the government or the people that they run, get for put the people there first, so that we will bring the respect when necessary for making people they understand which they go on.
All right.
Michael, I make a reply to this. Musa, I totally agree with you. But I'm going to push out is that is not the problem here. This particular thing, that's not the problem. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
First, for make you get the machine, like every business, right? In a business, what do they? Okay? I have to apply that for NRA registration. Because now, electronic one ended the queue. You get me? Also, before, that one would be the queue. So, for make you even qualify for the machine, you get for apply. Like I said, this process only go on. The brother, over almost a year, it go on. They know. If you sit on, they know the deadline. We government is like deadline. By this deadline, everybody for day to the system. If you sit on, you say, okay, you know, if I start in November, I will not pay tax. I will not start to pay tax in November, December, January, February. So the wait till last minute for Canada. You get me? Because they are the same old system. Remember, also then they pay this tax. It is also they pay this tax. This is a tax where you go buy something. Say you go buy building material. The tax where you pay.
9 for Ghana.
Start to government. Okay? So it's not their own money that they pay their own tax. That's a different thing. What they get from the government, a different thing. Right?
This is the money issue. Where government
No, but again,
they don't get our understanding. You know that you get that. I know. So you take this here from your understanding point. You take them from your stand.
My brother, I didn't know big business. You'll tell them. You'll tell them how to service. You'll tell me they refuse. How much they can't shut them before they switch. They know what they do. They know what they do.
Fellow, I know if person can educate in our country, but exposure to count. This year, it has advantage to understand it easily. But people that will not ever come across things like this. You get for bio them. You get for bring them in. You know?
Yeah, but
it will be difficult. They will resist.
My brother, there's bad actors.
Of course, there are bad actors everywhere. Of course.
For politicizing.
This, of course, because it might not even be APC people. It might not even be APC. It might just be neutral people that will try for do this now.
Not me.
And where business union, even the business union, if in a sober people, then get a lot of control. If they know it and they do in another country, because of the nonsense they have, they have control.
The big business they not get union.
But that's a politician.
So the big business they not everyone do one. No, they not everyone do one. They could be the one behind all that in there. Because they not get a strong union. Okay? So my problem here is education the problem. By all means, let people get educated. But if you don't agree, most of it will talk. It's that they don't want to even pay tax. They don't want to do it. They don't want to take that money.
I don't think they understand the ramification of paying tax. Because like I say, not to them the money, now the people the way they come by, just like here, they pay, it goes outside and say, you get for pay 8%. Anything you buy in New York now, they pay for it. They pay tax. Yeah. And now you they pay them, you know, not to the businessman. Then you're there as a channel, as a means of transfer. You know, because I need the machine for them in reality. But then they need for be lectured and understand so that thing will be okay. It's going to take some time. That country they will not exposed to modern behavior, modern lifestyle. And what they don't cause, what the politics don't cause, now they miss them so. Because all this, if nothing they would have for they do. At this time, we don't know what's in a tax. That country
I'm telling you,
kind of problem that
you know, the businessman there. The businessman they just take that tax there. They just sit up and at their own profit.
Then how many people then they under? Even then Lebanese man then they. You know how many then they under we don't ever pay tax? If you then go after it, how many million would they put?
My brother, and then worse.
But I said the
business. And then worse.
You know they pay tax.
Then worse. Then worse past the small business. Because then they deal with much bigger money. And make I say, they could be the ones behind this whole strike here. Because if them go strike, the big store and strike, it look bad for them. So you use the smaller trader there and make the exchange and then get the issue. And most of the people that even they buy demonstration, they don't even qualify for the pay tax. They're not even there in the category.
But I they make noise.
You know, also 100 million. I don't say they make noise. If you know 100 million and more, you don't even for the health category set.
Ah, so is it?
Yeah, at 10,000 people get busy at $10,000 and above. Now then, they are the status. If you don't below that, then you pay. You city council. Now you pay.
Okay.
I think one of the problems we will get, like I said earlier,
the government get to do something.
Yeah, one of the problems we really talked earlier is the fact that we they politicize everything. We they look at things in the prism of politics.
Mm-hmm.
Anything will come as the same thing. The SLPP they do the same thing to the APC. Now the APC they do the same thing to the SLPP.
Yes.
So within that circular.
But what they say, it might not even be APC people. Look, let me just find there. There might be some neutral people there, but at their advantage.
Yeah, but
what
I mean, I don't mean when I say APC, I'm talking about the perception, because most of the people that they say these governments, you know, they're nothing for do with me. So therefore, anything when they bring out, the time for stop them. Whether na good thing for we or not, at the time for stop them. All right, let me go to the comment.
Okay.
Okay, George say, my only concern about the comparison you are making is that America are taxing its citizens because they provide them with jobs, and citizens see what the tax they are paying, like good roads, hospitals, infrastructure, education, and the list goes endless. But please tell me, why are people paying tax in Sierra Leone? I'm not against the tax, but like you just alluded that these guys working at NRA are just enriching themselves while the taxpayers are left in abject poverty. Look at the country. All right, George, that's exactly what I've been trying to talk about. But the point what they try to talk about, yes, indeed, the system is corrupt, and this not it beyond party politics. The system is corrupt. Everything is corrupt. But that not for say, well, we not for pay tax, you know. So, yeah, go ahead.
I'll say this again. I think it's a misnomer to think, say, the reason we don't get development or this tax business. If you look at development, even inside Salon, there's more development, more than the tax will they pay. Okay? Our tax base is so freaking low. It's so low that road then they already see. Most of the people will end up donor money because we don't pay tax. Nobody pay tax. So the like money, tax money they pay. We are barely paying tax. If honestly we begin to pay 50 to 60% of the tax that we government for collect, I promise you, and let's say corruption over the government side, but you go see better improvement. We need to pay tax. Like I said, except the tuber light. The man who in the pay when the thief light from EDSA. Now in the grumble for black house and anybody.
But who are responsible for that?
Again, no, but again, as citizens, we could not begin to point to think of a government. It's a government different from we. We are all part of government.
Well, actually, we are the government, actually.
The government, so the people will be.
All right. So let me go to the next one. Uniquely, Mbaman say, Ghana under then President Rawlings RIP took a whole year sensitizing the people about the value-added tax before it was imposed, and it's been working well. This money is used to develop Ghana and likewise the West. So now that one day, this Musa they try to talk about for say there must be some kind of sensitization way ahead of time so that people then go able for understand about this tax.
But Michael, we're not imposing new tax. This has already been in the laws. VAT, we're not going from the VAT to GST. Okay, the past 10 years we have had different tax laws. These are the same law we been on IPC, the same tax. It's how they collect it. It's now the different. The records. It's the record. This is what they're against. They don't want people to keep records. They don't make you keep records. This is all what this is against. Okay? This is like say at the end of the day, you don't work, and I go tell IRS say, the man I be nothing.
That's what they want. Make it word of mouth.
Well, the government,
All right.
they work for them.
Well, Musa, thank you very much. You get anything else for say before you go? I'll let you go.
What I say no more. As we Bashir they say the people then contribute. Me thing is I always I always blame government because I believe say government behavior now in people and the falla. You go say now you go deny the fact, but if the government not the whole people them accountable, then people are not able to hold themselves accountable. And we are notorious people. Now in fact, in Africa, especially Sierra Leone, say we not the whole people that are accountable, and that bring about we own downfall. Even this taxation, sometimes some money they go collect tax, you know say in a party, you know you collect tax again, you go pass back door. But if this system able to work, like how they do so, they're able to put onto real test and it work with this electronic system. May they make sure no more light day because some businessmen and doing not get like they're not able to do the work. This is all not government problem. So
well, I think some of them are mostly now the big businesses them now more like then shop them, and if that's not the, I think there are certain cash registry machines where they use battery.
Okay. Well, that's good. Not serious. Not any problem. Every government in our country need for be serious and need for concern about the people them. And it not mean say you go let go the people them. As long as you know what they do at the end of the day, now for the people them they do them. So you get for tax the people them. You get for hold the people accountable and ready for be held accountable too.
Yeah.
Now that accountability now in our problem. If we're not able hold yourselves to accountable like what people that they do, they will not be able to do nothing. Because if I go see me party they do bad, I left and because I'm a party, they don't take the whole country money because I'm party, I not able to do nothing, then all man they suffer.
Yeah, well, that they corruption day, and that they them see them very important because if really we want for develop that country day, there must be accountability, right? And accountability they go in both directions. The people they are supposed to hold the government accountable. The government hold the people accountable. So if we all agree on that and implement that, I think say it will be better for we country. Thank you very much, Musa, for Canada program.
All right, thank you.
All right. So that's not the issue. And once again, I just want for reiterate waiting we just don't talk. We'll get 10 more minutes to go. The problem here is we need to understand say there are differences between politics and things we get for do with national issue where definitely it affect every single one of it. The moment we mix them two years together, then there is no line of demarcation. And what thing get for happen are the people then get for hot. And I they happen as alone today so. Because everything we politicize everything. Even though this GST was actually implemented by the APC party, and now the SLPP party are doing at least add another layer for accountability. We still the vex say no, we're not take this because why? Now the SLPP. This nine they call multi-party democracy.
I mean, Marcus, I'll go back to during Bakabine time, right? Where they implement NACIT, SALCAB, and all this stuff. The government will actually benefits from those institutions was EBK government.
Yeah.
Because during Jiangamite government, they would just set them up. By EBK time, they were actually functioning. And we see how much revenue they were producing for government.
Yep.
That government actually benefited from it. Because it no matter with that kind of power, it's not going to change. Then they take that machine, they can like pull that machine again.
Yep.
Okay. We struggle. All the governments there. I mean, like I said, we were talking about corruption. All the government there, they've struggled with raising revenues. We've struggled with raising revenues. You know. So if there's a way to raise revenue, when at the same again, not a new tax, just when you collect this money, give to government. Not to you, give to government. Why are people so? That's what I'm saying. Like we get so. I get things that will not make any sense.
Yeah. And that make
I get to
now
apply,
we
my
within the
brother,
diaspora with the
between
politicize and we talk about this this SLPP government, this SLPP government. You know,
I did at back of time on my agriculture business I get. I had to go back to NRA and apply because now they have to give you the TIN number when an electronic TIN, right? Because they go into this new system. I go back and apply fresh. Everybody will know this. But like I said, people in Sudan, because they be no say if you the earlier way you do now the earlier you go begin to start for pay the right way. So they wait last minute. Say until na April, na the deadline, we'll do a match. When government not begin to see the amount of people who are not doing Boku, they begin to put pressure. All of a sudden now, people are they're against that. But we have to pay tax. We have to start paying taxes.
we have to because there is no way we'll be able to develop that country without taxes. No way. So me when I count me out for say I try for politicize this, I'm not the politicizer because like what I talking at the TPN forum earlier this morning. If we close all the shops, then we believe saying that the government now they try for broke. Not the government they broke, now the people themselves then they broke. And when the people they broke, you know what they for happen? The ramification is
how many
just too
traders
much.
they where you actually get reserve money for say make a shop close for 1 week? How many of them they?
Oh, most of the one the way they call them thing and they in America or Europe.
Yeah.
They're not even they're the ground.
You know, so I don't say this every time on this group here. They say we get this issue with Sidonaya, we make like say the situation back home are the same as what we get now. As if the priorities that we get now are the same people and get. If not be new tax, I'll be there against new tax, right? But this is not a new tax. This is something people have been paying. The only difference is, do you give the money to government or do you sit on it? That's really the question here. And they don't sit down for this money, but they sit up and I see them profit. And somehow we make the trader take tax from the regular people left, and then sit up and ask profit. And we're okay with that.
Yeah, well, that's not the point because it seems like the NRA folks said then they thief money and the traders then back then they thief money. So everybody they thief everything, you know. Because if somebody go buy you own products, it costs 10,000 leons, then put 10% tax there. Now you get 10,000, almost 11,000 leons. 11,000 leons. So you take that 11,000 leons there, you put it in your pocket. You don't steal 1,000 leons from the government, and that is illegal. And most of the time, we're not able to track them.
Imagine that. Imagine we talk about government already. So imagine somebody where they do in business now then 10 to 20 billion. Imagine how much tax that was they don't give.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Imagine that, and imagine how many business they would get at the country. Just think about that. How many business will go at the country? Right? It's like just inside. You take Abacha Street. You take Forobe Road, and they get more people than they business they pass through na NRA. Imagine all the people they thief tax from government every day, 10%. They thief every day. Okay, we okay with that. If we the same way how you frown on the government person they thief, and so if you frown on the regular person where they thief tax from you. If you not pay the tax a different thing, but you don't pay the tax to them. When you go buy something, you pay the tax to them, and then they sit up at the tax.
Yeah, it's just too horrible for people that way they're supposed to understand how things can work. Now the people that we now they confuse people them more, because of politics and something like that.
It's my brother. It's sad. It's sad because, like you said, the people that we expect more from, and they don't talk this, anything. We have to just everything. I've just politicized that everything. Oh, now XPP do I'm so bad. Now APC do I'm so bad.
Yeah.
Not to even like, okay, how does it affect the country, right? What could use common sense? How does it affect the country? okay, now new tax, especially if you look up with new tax for people then, because that's a burden if it's a new tax.
Yeah.
No, it's not a new tax.
That was the
People
question
have
why
been paying
I asked immediately why you read this. Is there any increase in tax? And say no. So what is the problem? What's not the problem?
People then they go report, right? After the month you don't collect tax then, right? Now you don't go report to yourself for. Imagine alone. Now you don't go with your book to NRA say, this month here, 5 million no more now sell.
Yeah.
So the tax will collect and 500,000 tax now collect.
Yeah, all them things and they now that make them bring them the machines here for make them able to track them. Because see, anytime when you sell you do a cash registry, it go show. You know go lie again. You know go sell 1 billion leons. You go tell me say 100 million leons you sell. Then go look at the things. Then just they give the receipt say now this you owe it. You go find a way now for country. Very simple, right?
Then they see, and I said then they see. Me I be the day. Every business I go to, like you see, you even right now people are getting machine. You see the machine there, so they try for just give regular receipt. Every time I go, I demand say give me that receipt. Because I don't pay for it. I don't pay. Make sure you give me that receipt. Because these are little things that what would they do for change. Because I know people don't understand also. Like I know most of the talk about they get empathy this, empathy that. This get records. So 5 years from now, APC, next year APC got power. They want to see certain person tax base. How much they pay? There's electronic records. There's electronics record now. You know before where paper business, I go change the paper, you bring the paper there, change it all. Now there's electronic record of how much you actually sell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
if you say I don't come back anymore, you can go back and look at the books.
So let we embrace and they all every Sierra Leonean, irrespective of your political affiliation, let we embrace this because now some of them here we some of we been on the talk since the APC time. And I've been on the talk about this. The only way we were able to reduce corruption in that country when we do things, we get digital signature, we'll be able to trace. Other than that, Alec will talk to the people and they find a way for still thief, you know. And like I said, there are people when I see Alliance them, we actually qualify for take some of them here, some of them wouldn't call it digitalize them in a way where we're able to help the country. But no, then prefer for go spend millions of dollars to white man. And where that white man they don't wait and call them warranty don't done. You don't know. I remember in 2000 and I think 2014, I go 2010, then 2015, I go there back. I can go an application where I design where for being go help the police department. We go do a demo on that application. The police they like the last thing wait and time and say lights not there.
Your software or your computer is only as good as the availability of electricity.
Yeah, they say lights not there. That's all. Because then they're afraid digital transactions.
A left record.
A left record no matter what you do, you know we're able to delete it.
Don't understand. But you see the same way how the police or government people are resistant to every time where you come with something where it needs accountability. Now the same way business people are resistant to it. Okay? Because they know exactly what they do. Yeah. They know exactly.
They know.
So they know what they do. So because they know say now, well, so they claim saying 5 million profit that they make per month, because they pay that 10% to government. Now then they can likely go to maybe 4,200,000, right? And no one lost that 800,000. So they go do everything for resistance, make it just the old way they do it. And with governments then, for a long time don't allow people them. Every time they carry something good, you want clear road safe, right? People that go demonstrate. So demonstrate to afraid. If you go for backward politically, then you afraid. You don't implement that.
Well, just look at the demonstration where they go on about this thing. You know see Lebanese deal.
No,
You know see Lebanese deal. The way probably that the people the way this still affects more than anybody. You know see them there.
I promise you, but I promise you.
That then they send, that then they instigate.
Yes, then they instigate because it's not any look good if them go snap in front. But they know say if these people succeed, guess what it is? And let's succeed. They will just sit down some of that machine there after the camera. They know exactly what they do. They know what they do. But hey brother, like I said, look, even APC, right? Before APC get out of power, look how much every year we with the boss of look how much money we will revenue will collect. How many NRA they boast how many revenue collect. Me, I promise you, with this thing they will implement her inside that first month day. If they implement her right, the tax we're going to collect and the double which they don't collect in the past 50 months. Okay? Because the amount of people they pay sales tax in that country, they go full. And then business always it's just a season panel.
Yeah.
It's just a season panel.
So survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
Now jungle life. Africa, now jungle life. If you're not strong, you're not survive.
Ghana don't they switch. Ghana they switch them bank card there, for example. All them bank card they go into what they call the Ghana card, right? So now Ghana they actually start for like when you send their orange money, these are Ghana, you have to pay to government. You have to pay tax to government now. These people are moving to a whole different phases of taxation. And we still on the paper business.
It's hard though, it's hard.
And you know, are they the thief day, right? So when you come with paper, the paper say maybe a 10 million tax for pay. Then what can you can pay 10 million the neck and bring a day. You change the paperwork. So the official papers are 3 million they pay. They give you 2 million. So instead of pay 10, I end up pay 5, but government only get 3 million. And the person who change the paperwork get 2. But there's not a trace of paperwork. I not supposed to do the paperwork. There's no electronic trail. So nobody else will come. We come there, no matter which time you come, the only paperwork you see, now exactly the 3 million paperwork, now you see. You'll never see that 10 million sales anymore.
No.
You know? So get off this paperwork business, get off the paper and go electronic. But again, no, they don't want to do them. No. Because they know exactly what they do. The trader themselves now, they are themselves passing through the way they work with government.
This is the problem this affect corruption as alone. Because most of the time we focus the corruption on the top level. But if you look at that, a day from the bottom all the way to the top, it just be like a tree. If you just go cut the branches, them you left the roots, it they grow back. So you're not going able for.
If you business bribe politicians or you business connive with politicians, now this country for thief from government, okay? Well, let the prosecute that politician, they prosecute you and the business too, right? All the commission of inquiry they hold on in as well. When you don't see businessman, they live.
Yeah.
So they even touch them. But now through them, they the thief they happen. And through the businessman, they the thief they happen. But they even bring them because all we don't say now is the only corrupt people in the country are the politicians there. You want to help the politicians for thieves. You know they never look at them.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Bashu. We don't come to the end of the program. Thank you very much. And I just want to thank Musa again for in contribution to this topic. Like would they say, it's important that when we do with politics, let we not forget say we do politics for improve the country. Not they do politics for deprive the country, like other people them. Most times we get them people here, we get big mouth in our social media. we always they come every single time when something happen, they come now for can instigate stuff them. Instigation. I don't want no more. You know, they one day bring something where then go say, well, this waiting this person bring, it benefit the country. And unfortunately, we get people that way very educated, people that way very smart, intelligent, but they support them kind people here, both at home and abroad. But they support them kind here. I don't just imagine why people then they begin fed about these cash registry machines. You ask a lot of them, they don't even understand what in this mean. Some people then they look at who that send the post. If the one way you know, if na APC person send the post, now that one day na in where them come. So it just the forward them post then they, if na SLPP instead na SLPP, it just the forward them thing and they know they try to understand. But until we begin for realizing we politics not for negate with development we will get for the country, we will always go down. Not to up they go down. They go down. And that is unfortunate. We need to do a better job, you know. And I urge everybody, every Sierra Leonean, for making look at some of the attitude, the way we do na social media, and change, just change. Just change. You know, mean say because you support something where Mother Bill decide for implement where they benefit the country. So therefore, you're not a traitor or you're not somebody who in a SLPP. No. You look at the country and say, you know what? I hate Mother Bill because of the things the way they do in some ways. But this particular thing, I think say I support them. For example, like the free quality education. Me now one of the harshest critics of Mother Bill. We all know I don't criticize Mother Bill in this platform so many times and outside of this platform for most of the things where they do. But there are certain things, there are certain items where then they implement where I would say, you know what, I think I support this. Not because I like Mother Bill, now because I like the country. If them see at least they do a better for the country, then why not supporting it? Then I call myself a patriotic Sierra Leonean. No, I don't think so. So something like the free quality education, and this is not a very good thing also. No matter what we think about Mother Bill, now a very good thing, it help, you know. Well, Cheryl Tunde Blyden, good evening. We're almost done the program. I just did try for wrap up now. You late today, but next week, by God's power, how they do? I hope so they do well. Yeah, so that's not the thing we need to try to talk about. Let's look at things in a pragmatic way. That we put the country first. That we party the second, maybe you self the third. But when you put your party above the country, now in the course of anything you see in the prism of national development, they see in the prism of political party affiliations. You know. So I thank you very much again. And for the one that we watch the program today, thank you very much. But we don't come to the end of the program. And we'll see you back next week, I believe so. The same time, the same place.